My boss told me he's taking 10 hours out of my paycheck every week. I'm 18 and I work as a tower technician. I climb, fix issues, build sites on the tower so we can all have internet access. With being in this field, I travel for work. Sometimes I'm out of state for weeks at a time. But today, after working 14.5 hours, he told me we are not getting paid for truck time. Where we are working now is an hour and a half away, and that's 2 ways a day, and that's over 10 hours a week, so I'm losing $300–400 a week. I really like this field, it pays good, and I have to pay bills, and I have dreams. I don't want to stop doing this work. I love it, but I need advice on what to say to him. He isn't going to be in tomorrow for a funeral. I told him we need to talk in person on Monday. I need advice on what to say to him to give us our time. Thanks in advance. Quite possibly illegal and probably worth your time to check with a labor attorney. Start taking notes of all of the time. It sure sounds like your boss is breaking the law. Document everything. Make it easy on yourself. A notebook in your car. A note on your phone. Whatever will make it easy for you to track these hours. Then you need to send him something in writing saying you think you were underpaid. How hard you push this will depend on how willing you are to lose your job. But one day, you will leave that job. And you will want to file a wage complaint. And all of your notes will come in handy. Or if you are safe to do so, file the wage complaint with your state department responsible for that now. Do you get paid while you're climbing up and down the tower? If the answer is no, well, that's another problem. If the answer is yes, ask him why. Seeing as you're still technical and literally still traveling to the worksite. If climbing is during paid time, so is driving. Do you drive from home to the worksite? Or from home to the office then to the worksite? In a company vehicle, or driving from an office to the job site needs to be paid. I used to work at a construction company. They weren't the best, but they were honest with hours. We had a big meeting making sure everyone was clocking truck hours properly because it was a legal requirement. Are you driving from your house to site? Or from the office to the site? Also, are you driving a company vehicle? Research the trucking law. Most places, if you're driving a company truck to a job site, they have to pay you. As a 30-year bankruptcy attorney, this is a sign the business is failing. Get a new job ASAP? You won't have one in 6 months. He is trying to fuck you. I'm a retired heavy equipment field mechanic. You get paid for driving to the job site back. If you are driving from a reporting location to a job site, you have to be paid for that time. I guarantee you that boss is claiming mileage on company vehicles for that time. He is breaking the law. Probably due to ignorance of the law. You union? Tower climbing and shit pays crazy. If you don't get paid travel time, leave the truck where it is. Sorry, boss. If I'm not getting paid to drive this, I won't be driving a company vehicle. I can't afford the liability alone. You can find the vehicle here. Hopefully you can pick it up before it gets stolen. Immediately contact the Department of Labor. Boss is out of line. If you and the team are driving the work truck, then even more so. He is cheating you. Fuck them, anything over 0.5 hours. Oh man, I can only imagine the commotion if you, an off-the-clock employee, happen to crash a company vehicle. I'm sure the insurance will love your boss. In general, you don't usually get paid for the travel from home to the first worksite. This typically means that you drive your own car to the office, pick up a work truck, and then start getting paid. The alternative option is to take the work truck home and start getting paid when you arrive at the worksite. Most likely, he's full of shit. If you're performing duties of the job, such as driving the work truck to the assigned worksite, you should be getting paid for the travel time. Your boss is trying to screw you over. Damn, so they'll bring a tower to the shop or your house these days. Yay, that's not legal at all. Oh, absolutely, do the math and send that to the doll. And ask him for the policy in writing. Contact the Department of Labor Employment Office. This sounds like wages and hours violations. Owner can get in deep trouble as the state comes and audits their books. For all employees, not just you. Fuck no. You should be getting paid for travel time. And definitely hazard pay. Don't let someone take advantage of you because you're young and just entering the workforce. I've worked telecoms a bit. And it's a tough business. Lots of work but good money and overtime usually. Where I've worked, they always paid travel time. But depending where you live, they legally have to pay at least half of travel time. I will also say it's a business with many smaller companies always trying to take advantage of people. However, there are no unions and poorly regulated safety standards, so make sure to get what you deserve and stay safe. Best of luck. If you're driving a company vehicle, he legally has to pay you. At least here in NJ. I don't know about federally. Also, for his insurance to cover you, you need to be on the clock. Now, if you're in your own vehicle, I see it as not different than me driving to the job site each day. So we kind of compromised with our boss. The first 30 minutes of any travel time is on us. After that, it's on the clock. Look up your state's Bureau of Labor. Email and just ask if it's legal or not. If it's not legal, ask your boss to be paid for it. If he says no, tell him it's a legal requirement. If he retaliates, you'll have to get with your Bureau of Labor and they'll sick the lawyers on your boss, but it shouldn't come to that. I got one word for you, union. Got 1,000 more, but you should push for that one union. Union. Union, one more 3-time union. Take back the equivalent time while working. Slow down. Take your time. No rush, my man. Try to subtly cost them money like broken parts or lost tools or extra water. Or whatever. Be creative. That's what I would do. To each his own though. You might want to ask in the Our Legal Advice subreddit. You will need to post the state as labor laws vary state to state. Like others have stated, track the hours you were traveling and not being paid. If you end up filing a complaint with your state's Department of Labor, you will want data to give them. This is pure bullshit. Not to mention wage theft. I hope that you are keeping track of your time spent on the job. That means all of the time in a company truck driving to and from the worksite from the shop. Those are legitimate payable hours. If you are not being paid for those hours, talk to your HR department and give the employer a chance to fix the issue. If the employer doesn't pay you your full paycheck in a reasonable amount of time, file a formal wage and hour complaint with your local labor commissioner. File a formal complaint with your local tax board. File a formal complaint with the IRS. Immediately complain to Department of Labor and keep documenting your hours. There's a very strong chance your company will be forced to pay back the wages, penalties and fines. Wanna put that in writing? Depends how this works. Your initial job site of the day is your commute, as is the return home. If you go to multiple job sites a day, the time traveling between sites you do get paid for. So quite simply, if a site is too far away, demand accommodations or tell them to schedule someone closer. My brother was a tower dog. There's the super legit side and the super shady side. I don't think he was paid for the drives.